Well, shit. That's not good. I thought the hammock came with ropes. Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. So today's video is gonna be very different from the content I've been putting up prior to this video, and yeah, so for those of you who don't know, which probably is most of you, I've just been in the military for the last year, so as a conscript. So for almost a year I've been in the military, and in the military you learn a lot, and you learn a lot of survival skills and stuff like that. And I personally love the outdoor boys. For example, I'm sure there are a lot of you who know who that is. I love all the catch and cook, survival in the wilderness type videos, content. It's super fun to watch, and you know, I got to do a lot of that stuff in the military, of course in a very different way, because in the military everything is so focused on, you know, staying hidden, keeping quiet, not showing that you've been there, you know, leaving no traces. And of course there's also the war aspect all the time, that you gotta keep your guard up, anyone can come anytime, and we have our vehicles and military stuff. I'm gonna do a 24-hour survival challenge in the forest here in the Swedish wilderness, and yeah, that's the plan. And I'm gonna be showing you guys a lot of the things that I learned in the military. So how to make fire, how to shit in the forest, how to take a dump, because apparently a lot of people don't know how to, and yeah, other smart stuff. So if you want to find out and see how it goes for me if I survive the 24 hours in the wilderness, then stick around and we'll see. So my goal is actually a lake not too far from here. It's been a while since I've been at the lake, so not quite sure how far it is. I think it's only like one mile, not American miles, but like 10 kilometers, like 1 mile. And yeah, so I'm having pretty good weather. It's pretty windy, but you don't really feel it when you're in here. So I finally made it to the lake, and this is what it looks like. And unfortunately, like I said, I haven't been here in years, so it's really hard for me to know exactly what it looks like. But I was thinking, you know, it's in the middle of the forest and stuff, so it shouldn't be any different than I remember it. But as you can see, way over there somewhere, you can see they've been cutting down big parts of the forest, and I was not expecting that. So yeah, I don't know, this place feels a little empty now. Yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna walk somewhere over there, and I'll try to find a good spot to make base. So I'll catch you when I've found that place. So I walked around the lake a bit, and I ended up here. So this looks like a great spot, because I'll be sleeping in a hammock. Yeah, one of those things. And I'm thinking about these two trees here. Look pretty good. And as you can see, someone's already been here and made like a makeshift fireplace, and 2 places there, and I also found some firewood over there somewhere. The first place I showed you when I came to the lake, some firewood. So I'm definitely gonna go over and I'm gonna take some of that firewood, because why make my life harder when I don't need to. And I have an axe with me, so I'm just gonna chop some of that wood and we'll be good to go. So anyway, I'll start making camp, and I'll catch you when I'm done. Oh, yeah, I'm done chopping this. If I need more firewood, I'm gonna go and get it. It's not a problem. Maybe I'm just gonna go and get some sticks and other things that laying around here. We'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that this is my new knife, and this is actually my first time ever using this knife. I bought it just like a month ago. This is what it looks like, and this is not a sponsorship. I just wanted to say that this is a new knife, and I wanted it during these 24 hours to see how good it is and if it was a good purchase. It wasn't crazy expensive. I think it was like $60 or something, 600 Swedish kroners, 650 Swedish kroners. You have this backside here. I don't know if you can see here. There's a little dent in there, which makes it possible. You also see the little fire mark there. So here I have, so I can make fire. I don't know what it's called in English. Fire starter, I guess. So you just take this out here, then you put it here, and then you like, you know. I'm gonna continue chopping the wood into a bit smaller pieces, and I will show you guys how to make a fire. So just now I finished chopping the wood, and I was thinking that I should show you guys what I brought with me. So yeah, so here we have my bag. It was a little too warm, so that's why I took this off and had my t-shirt on instead. So what I have is here, I have like a rain jacket in case it gets rainy. It's been raining all night and all morning, so you know, I think that's fair enough. And then I have some food. I have some crackers, like a sausage kind of thing, some toilet paper, and I have a tourniquet. I think that's how you pronounce it. For those of you who don't know what a tourniquet is, it's something that you use, especially in the military. We always carry one. So what you do is, if you get shot in the leg, for example, I'm gonna strap this around here as high up on my thigh as I can, and then I'm gonna use this stick to twirl it around to tighten the grip, and then it's gonna stop. Essentially, it's gonna stop the blood flow to your leg, which can save your life in emergency. So that's a pretty great thing to have. And since, you know, I'm out here, I'm handling, well, weapons, kinda. I'm handling an axe, I'm handling a knife. You never know what can happen, and that's why always safety first. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring that with me, just in case, you know, if I chop myself in the leg or something. You never know. This right here is my hammock. Very tiny, very efficient, and very good. This here. So this is essentially a sleeping bag, but it's not made of the usual sleeping bag material. It's actually a inner bag that's you use when it's really cold. And yeah, but you know, I can't fit a real sleeping bag in this tiny bag here, so I'm just gonna use this one. And is it gonna be cold tonight? Definitely. I'm probably gonna freeze my ass off, but you know, gotta keep the authenticity, you know, gotta keep the military mindset, so to say. So yeah, I'm gonna be really cold tonight. It's gonna suck, and yeah, that's pretty much the whole military experience, cold and sucky. Well, shit. That's not good. I thought the hammock came with ropes. It did not, as you can see. That means that yours truly is gonna have to sleep on the ground. When this happens in the military, you gotta suck it up, and you just gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, unfortunate, but I've been through worse, I can tell you. So I'm just gonna have to sleep on the ground. That's great, amazing. And right, by the way, I also have this. I forgot to mention that earlier. It's just a normal paper bag with nothing in it. It's empty. So in this, I had just these water bottles, and yeah, that's my water for the trip. So yeah. Well, this definitely sucks. Damn. Okay, so I guess I'll just start right with fire. When making a fire, it's important to have levels of the firewood. So that's why I have these very tiny pieces. Then I have these pieces that are a little bit bigger, and then you'll gradually work your way up to one of these pieces maybe, and after that another one of these, then you get bigger, and then you go up to the big ones, and these ones are the best ones because they burn the longest, and that's what we're after, so that's good. But I don't have enough pieces, really small pieces, so this is what you start the fire with. I'll show you in a bit how you do it, but this is like bark from the birch wood. Just this part of the birch is called näver in Swedish. I'm not sure what it's called in English, but it's great for starting fire. Yeah, so what you need is protection. Always have gloves when handling fire. It's pretty good so you don't burn yourself. And then I'll show you right here. We have the perfect fire starting material. So it's under these what is called pine trees, or whatever in English. In the bottom of these trees, they always have these very dry, very thin branches that you can just like this, and then you have the perfect fire starting material. And then when we have a bunch of this, I'm gonna get more, this is not enough, but then you can just take this you break it into this chunk of perfect fire starter material. So with this you can make like a little bed like this, and then in the middle under you'll put the tiniest pieces, the birch bark, and the fire will spread upwards and outwards, and then on top of this you'll take these tiniest pieces and you'll put them on top, and it's gonna be great. So first off, I decided to go back, find some stones, make the fire pit a little bit safer. These 3 stones were missing, so they were just running right out here on the dry ground. So remember that, always try to make sure the fire can't spread. Right now the ground is pretty wet, so I'm not too worried, but you know, still try to make sure that you're doing it safely. I'll take some of these out now. I'll put it on this slab here so it doesn't just lay on the ground like this. So I'll just put it right down here somewhere, and I'll start the wrong side, and then I start come on. Oh. Unfortunately, somehow the camera stopped filming when I was getting the fire, so that's really unfortunate actually. I wasn't expecting that, so don't worry, I'll make more fires so you don't have to worry. So as you can see, the fire is doing pretty good. I threw some more of those thingies on there, and then I build up with the bigger pieces, and it's doing good. And yes, so the time right now is 3 p.m. Yeah, so I'm planning on getting some lunch, and for that I have something very special, so stick around for that. Anyway, the fire doing good, I'm doing good, and yeah, so while the fire is building up, getting a little bigger, wait, let me throw this one on here too, like that. So while that is going, I thought maybe I should show you guys how to make a toilet out here in the wild in a good way, so you don't just litter and destroy the woods for other people. So guys, for making a toilet, something, the perfect place would be somewhere like right there, and I'll tell you why. Because here, I don't think there's a lot of people who would enjoy sitting in between all these bushes right here. I think it would be kind of uncomfortable and a bit weird sitting with bushes up your face. So a more hidden place, well, it's not that hidden since because of that, but you just have to imagine that that's a forest. There is trees there. So this place here is perfect because you have this natural cover here with the trees. The ground is good because, as you can see, it's pretty soft ground, and yeah. So what you want to do is, well, unfortunately you're gonna have to get your hands dirty if you don't have a shovel, which I don't. So what you want to do basically is remove all the upper layers of leaf and stuff, and what you could also do if you don't have a shovel is you take a stick. Hopefully this stick isn't too rotten, And then you start like this. You start digging, you make a hole that's a good size for your needs, depending if you're a big pooper or a small pooper. So as you can see, it's pretty fast in this type of ground. I've already made quite a decent hole here. So what you do is you just hunch over the hole and let it rip. Amazing? Is it luxurious? Is it good in that sense? Absolutely not. But is it enough for people to be whining and, oh, I can't go in the forest? You can go in the forest. Come on. It's not that dangerous. So what you do when you're done is you just wipe your bum. You shovel over or scoop over all the dirt again. And if you have access to a big log or a rock or something, then I would recommend you putting it on top of the hole so no dog or human accidentally step in it and it becomes quite an unpleasant situation. So you might be wondering why I'm putting all the forest wood like that, and no, it's not to make a makeshift fire reflector. It's to dry up the wood, because like I said, this morning, all night and this morning, it was raining, so the wood is pretty wet. And just to make the process of this wood catching fire easier, it's a smart idea to do this so all the moisture in the wood gets out. Or, well, you're not gonna get all the moisture out, but I still found it pretty useful in the military. We use this strategy quite a lot, and well, it's not something that just the military does. It's something a lot of people do, and it's smart, so I'm gonna continue doing it. So right now I'm gonna do something a little bit crazy, a little bit cool. I am gonna do something I couldn't do in the military. I'm gonna drink a beer. And yes, you heard me correctly. And is it alcohol free? Yes, it is. But it's still a beer, and I'm gonna enjoy it here at the lake. As you can see, there's a very nice pond here, lake, whatever you want to call it. Probably couldn't call it a lake, probably more like a pond, but yeah. So I will enjoy this beer very much. So guys, I was just tending to the fire. I got some more wood, not that big rotten one, those other smaller ones. Yeah, I put some more wood on there, kept the fire going, and whilst I was gathering wood, I realized something. So right over here, pretty close to here is my camp, and over there is where I'm gonna show you. So if we go over here, we're gonna see something not too cool, and this is what I'm talking about right here. There's someone took a dump here. Someone did exactly the thing I've been teaching you guys not to, or that I just taught you guys not to. They did not dig a hole. They did not put a rock or a big log over it, which is weird since there is big logs and stones everywhere. So that's pretty nasty. And yeah, I was not expecting to come across this, because usually I've been out in the woods a lot throughout my life, both as just personally and as a scout and in the military, and I think I've come across places where people have taken dumps like 3 times with this one, and it's not very common, and it's kind of nasty. You see what I mean? Like, we're right here at the pond, perfect place to make up a camp, yet somehow someone decided that is the perfect spot to take a dump. Just a reminder, guys, keep it clean in the woods. You know, it's nasty. It is. Yeah, so anyway, I was thinking about showing you guys, because I have my tiny water bottle here, and I was thinking that I'm gonna show you how to cook water in a plastic bottle. I've already filled my beer bottle with water, because at first I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna show you how to boil water in a glass bottle, but then I realized it's kind of boring. It's more fun to do this, because there's a lot of people think you can't boil water in a plastic bottle, and it's definitely harder. You gotta control where you put it, or you gotta keep an eye on it all the time to make sure it doesn't, you know, melt and leak through. But if you do it the right way, it's pretty safe. But as you can see, this is the lake water you saw there, and from the surface it looks incredibly brown and disgusting. However, as you can see here, there is basically no bits, no pieces of anything inside, and it's pretty see-through. And that's because the water here in Sweden is very clean, even in these type of ponds. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna leave the lid open, because if you don't, it's gonna explode, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna try and balance it somehow in here. I think I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna try leaning it here on the wood, and I'll try building up the pile here instead to make the fire come closer. So let me give you a closer look. So as you can see here, there's the water bottle, here's the fire. That's the new stone that I put right there, and I was trying to balance it somewhere around there, but it didn't really work, so I skipped that. And I think that's a much better spot right there, and we're gonna go with that. So I got some pretty bad news, guys. I can feel some raindrops. That's not a good sign at all. I don't really know, because if you look over there, you can see that, well, maybe you can't see, but there's no clouds. Like, there's one little cloud and some small ones, but it's mostly blue sky and sunny. But if you look over here on top of me, you can see that it's starting to get a little gray, and that's not good. There's not much I can do though, except put on my rain jacket if it really starts raining. Right now I don't really need it. It's just a couple of drops. Hopefully it's gonna blow over. It's not gonna be anything, but you never know. Other than that, my water is doing pretty good. You can see the water bottle is melting a little bit, but you can also see that they're starting to form bubbles inside the water bottle, and you can see on top of the water bottle that there's coming some smoke and the water is starting to pour over. And that's the thing, if you leave your lid on, because you might think you know, it's gonna go faster, but it's gonna say kaboom, and you don't want kaboom. So that's great, that's cool. Right now I'm just chilling, I'm not doing much. I've gathered quite a lot of firewood. Yeah, so I'm just taking it easy, waiting for nightfall. I'll probably start chopping some more wood. Maybe I'll try to make a little butter knife or something, I don't know, to pass time. I just opened my second bottle of beer, and tastes just as good as the first one. So here with me I have just a tiny piece of sausage that I'm gonna put on this, and as you can see I have disinfected it by just holding it in the fire, because even though you shave away the bark, I can't speak. Anyway, even though you shave away this stuff, there could potentially still be some nasty stuff, so just hold it in the fire for a couple seconds, and then just like that I'll have it on there. And I still have quite a lot of crackers left, so I'm gonna sit here on my little chair and I'm gonna grill my sausage. So guys, I don't know if you can see them in the back there, but there is a bunch of people back there, and one of the guys there, he was super nice. Whilst I was walking here, when I was making my way to the lake, I accidentally dropped my car keys, which I did not know, and apparently he saw them when he was walking here. He saw my fire somewhere there in the woods, and he walked over and he was like, "Hey, you don't happen to have a Opel, and maybe you have dropped your car keys?" And I was like, "What? No, I think I have my car keys. What?" But at the same time, there was only 2 cars, and well, my is an Opel. So I was like, well, maybe I don't have my car keys. I started checking him. No, I don't have my car keys. Damn, that's not good. And he said, "Oh, don't worry, they're just over there on the road." And then there was something in my head that was like, I feel like I know this guy. So then I asked, "Hey, you don't happen to be Sam's father?" And then he said, "Well, yeah, I am." And then that's a crazy coincidence, because Sam is one of my childhood friends that I was over at his house quite a lot when I was a kid, and his father hunts and has hunting dogs and trains dogs in agility and stuff like that. When the dog runs up and down for some kind of yeah, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so that's super cool. Didn't expect to meet him, and yeah. So unfortunately, because I had to leave and get my car keys, my fire has apparently died down here. However, my water was boiling. You can see there's a lot of water missing in the bottle, and it was definitely boiling. And if your water is boiling, it should boil. It's not those tiny bubbles, it's a lot of bubbles, and you should let it boil for about 5 minutes, and then you should be able to drink the water. So I'm gonna take the water off from the rocks, I'm gonna put it over there to cool down, I'm gonna continue grilling my beautiful sausage, and I'm gonna enjoy a nice dinner with some lake water. So right now I'm gonna eat my sausage. It's been here cooling down in the ground. It's pretty good. And I'm still waiting for the water to cool down, and I'm gonna drink that. So I just noticed that my battery is about to die, so I'm gonna stop recording until it gets dark, basically. Unfortunately, that's the way to go. So, hey guys, it's getting dark outside, and unfortunately I just got bombarded with rain. So yeah, I moved away from my original camp spot because I'm thinking of just staying here now. So you could probably see my my bag in the background there. I had my yellow plastic bag that I put over as a rain cover, and I threw it in under the benches here to keep it as dry as possible. It worked pretty well. I couldn't notice that it was wet. I think it's completely dry actually. So yeah, anyway, I've been drying up here. Yeah, it started pouring crazy amounts, so I didn't bother doing anything else. I just threw this jacket on, threw that on, ran over here, put that under there, and then I've just been sitting here in the rain, and I'm feeling a little bit drier now. I do, but yeah. So you could probably see the clear sky coming in there, and the horrible clouds over there, the dark clouds, are leaving, so that's great. It's actually not supposed to be raining today, so yeah, but you never know. Welcome to Swedish summer, guys. That's how we have it here in Sweden each summer. Anyway, so my plan now is I'm not gonna make a fire. I'm not gonna bother. Everything is wet, and yeah, it's just gonna be annoying. I don't really need it. So yeah, but this is my new sleeping place. I'm gonna be sleeping on this bench because with this bench I have back support. It's an incline, so I can well, if it starts raining, it's gonna be more likely to run off. It has these springs between each wooden plank, and it's gonna, you know, go down between the planks, and it's basically just gonna keep me off ground level, because if it starts raining, I'm gonna be a whole world of cold and wet if I stay on the ground, if I sleep on the ground. So I think this is a good idea. So right now I'm on the bench that I'm planning to sleep on, and it's I mean, when you feel it, it's still pretty wet. It's a little moist, but you know, it's actually been drying out really good, way better than I thought. And yeah, so that's great. The time right now is 21:15, so I guess in American measurements 9 p.m, 9:15 p.m, something like that. And yeah, I'm planning on making my bed, so stay tuned. Like this. Like that. And like I said earlier, this is not a normal sleeping bag. This is like one made of wool, or made of like as a thin cloth that you usually put inside your sleeping bag, but I am going to be sleeping in it. So here you have the hole right here, and you just jump in, you just hop right in. It's also a good thing that I found this bench because it's flat. So I mean, the ground here is pretty soft, so it probably wouldn't be too uncomfortable. But you know, there would be bumps and maybe a stone under or something, and a bunch of insects, stuff like that, you know. And having this leverage above the ground is going to be pretty sweet. So that's cool. Gonna take these off, and my bag is behind the camera, under the bench, inside the plastic bag. And yeah, I don't really have a plan for my boots. I'm probably just gonna have to shove them in under here, so something like this. Try and make sure they keep as dry as possible. And now I will try my very best here to jump inside this thing. So I got myself wrapped pretty neatly up in this. I'm still feeling pretty warm. I don't think it's gonna get much colder than this. Maybe it's gonna drop like 1 or 2 degrees more, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Right now I'm eating the last of my crackers, and yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now when I finish my crackers. And yeah. Hey guys, I just woke up. I heard something in the woods. I don't know what it was. There was something really loud though. I haven't been sleeping long. I've been sleeping for like an hour roughly. Oh, yeah. I'm doing okay. The bench isn't very comfortable, but at least I'm dry. And yeah, I'm tired. So I'm gonna try getting back to bed here, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Hey guys, good morning. I'm finally awake. Or well, not finally, I've been awake pretty much the whole night. Did not get much sleep. Yeah, so this sums up how I feel right now. Tired. Yeah, a bit cold. Not too cold though. I think there was a point during the night where I was kind of cold, or I was pretty cold. I checked my phone back then, and I think it was like 13 degrees Celsius, and yeah, I'll put Fahrenheit on the screen. So yeah, it's not super cold, but it's enough to wear this gear right here. It isn't enough. It's way too little. At least like a summer sleeping bag or something thin to keep the warmth. Anyway, my neck is real stale because, as you can see here, I don't have a pillow, so my neck is kind of hurting. But other than that, it's a nice morning. The lake, the pond thing, it looks very beautiful. No wind. Yeah. So my plan now is I'm gonna get a fire started, and I will start cooking up some breakfast. You can see how easy it actually is to make a fire. Unfortunately, I think I didn't catch the whole process on the camera because my camera angle was a little bit bad. But you saw the part where I got the initial start here on the ground. Then you just throw it over, and you have to be quick about it. You have to take all these smaller pieces that I prepared with the knife, and you have to throw them on there pretty quick. And as you can see, it's already trying to burn all the wood. So I'm gonna have to put on some more. But my plan now anyway is I'm gonna boil this water here so that I have some drinking water. But also, most importantly, I'm gonna try something that I've been wanting to try for a long time, and that's bread with honey butter. And if you know what honey butter is, then you probably watch Outdoor Boys just like me. And I've always wanted to try making bread with honey butter here out in the forest. So today that's what we're gonna do. While I am cooking this beautiful piece of stick bread, you can notice that my water is boiling this time. So I didn't get to show you last time, but this time you can see here it's definitely boiling. So when it reaches this state, when it's boiling like this, that's when you want to leave it for another 5 minutes. And once you've done that, you should be good to go. You should be able to drink it, no problem. But yeah, so right now I'm grilling my stick bread. And believe it or not, this type of bread, when you put it on a stick like this, in Swedish it's called stick bread, pinnbröd. As you can see here, I have put the butter inside of the boiling water, and it's doing pretty good melting the butter, I think. Should probably do a bit more water here. It's finally done, both the bread and the honey butter. So this is gonna be my absolute first time trying stick bread made on the open fire with melted butter and honey. So let's see if Outdoor Boys knows what he's talking about, and let's try this out. So I don't really have a good method of doing this. I'm just gonna have to pour it all over. Wait, let me... But let's try it. Oh, it's dripping. That is pretty good. Fresh made bread with butter and honey. I mean, who knew? Oh yeah. Ah, that's good. So I would rate this 7 out of 10, just because the bread is kind of flavorless. So guys, I'm making my way back here to the car. Got all my stuff with me, got my backpack, and I'd say it was a pretty successful journey, pretty successful 24 hours, or well, it's actually not been exactly 24 hours. It's been more like 20, 22, 21, but I'm gonna count it anyway because I have to get back home and get to work, unfortunately. So yeah. I finally made it back to the car. Well, it wasn't a very long walk, so it's okay. But yeah, so to sum up the whole experience, it was fun. It was different actually filming all the stuff going on. It was harder than I thought it was gonna be. A lot with the camera angles and stuff. Hard to know exactly where to put the camera and how to film and stuff like that. But you know, I'll assume that comes with experience and time. But other than that, I think that's it for this video. If you want to see more of this type of content, I would really appreciate if you left a comment and told me where you want me to go, because right now I'm not super far into the wilderness or anything. So if you want to see more of this content where I do even more crazy stuff, or crazy, but when I go further into the woods, I don't know, maybe go on a long hike or something. I don't know. If you want to see more of that, then please leave a comment and tell me. So yeah, I think like I said, that's it for this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff, and I will see you in the next video.